Hi, and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend Show. I'm Mal, your host for this evening. Hope everyone's keeping well and you enjoyed last night's show. Yes, we were ecstatic having a great meeting actually, proactive with the both of us, with Dan Carden, my local MP in Walton, and I must admit it went absolutely superbly. Now I've got to draft a letter up and make sure that we can get this to the MP for grassroots football. I did say on last night's show. Some great feedback as well, been talking to one or two managers, and we're in dialogues with clubs and etc, because it is a big concern. Grassroots football is a concern, and brilliant facilities, we all know that. Absolutely fantastic facilities, but in the long run, we're looking at kids playing football, kids enjoying sport and activities, and it's just becoming too pricey. This is my honest opinion. If you're a club out there and we want to hear from you that you're saying we're having no problems at all, and we're probably plenty of you, but it's on its way, At the end of the day, you can't speak up for families, parents, because a lot of them, and we know it, will try their utmost to make sure that those kids have everything they want, and they will be struggling in the background, I assure you. So we want to bring that to light. We want to support these parents with the disadvantaged kids, and also mental health. You know what we've been doing, and we're concentrating on a few things. It's nice to be at, well, after tomorrow, I'm away, I'm not away, but I'm at the Jennings Football Academy presentation there end of the year. It is late, it's nearly the start of the season, but because they have so many teams, they're putting it on, and I hope it's not too hot actually, because I can't stand burning weather when there's hundreds of people there, and they are expecting between 500 to 800 people there tomorrow. I should imagine a massive turnout for the kids, and it's just to celebrate what the kids have achieved throughout the season. So well done, and introducing the new teams, like the two teams of Rail Betis and Genoa, who were on board with the JFA Academy. As you all know, I folded two teams, and I think everyone knows why I folded those two teams as well. And I put a report into the County FA regarding this as well, but I did give them a pre-warning when I went in to a disciplinary with another team. Obviously you won't mention any names, and I listened and I fought their corner and basically won, but it was failing to control the parents that you're always going to lose on, and that to me, I'd like to know how many teams out there have been into a disciplinary, and it may have been through a referee's report. I have asked for all the stats, by the way, and I went to the FA and they did say they were coming out regarding how many cases managers and coaches out there do win if it's against a referee. And we all know I support the referees as well, but you've got to fair's fair. We all talk about respect going both ways. Well, that's what we work on when don't cross the line as well. We don't want anyone crossing the line, and we want to try and make sure that everyone is singing off the same song sheet and working together as one, as a team, to try and resolve any situations. And that's what I did when I went to a disciplinary, and unfortunately it was failing to control the parents, and because your appeal, the fine was over £200 for under 8s it was then, going into under 8s, which is frightening. It's frightening. We're all talking about money, the cost of money here. So I'd like to see the figures on disciplinary fines, and I really do understand that the situations that are out of control and they need looking into and action needs to be taken. But in this case, it did seem a little bit unfair to say the least. But I want to look into these disciplinaries a little bit deeper. I'll work with the county FAs as well, and I don't mind doing that, because at the end of the day we've got managers and coaches out there bringing teams together. And I also had a dispute with one of the officials from the FA, basically stating without the managers and coaches there wouldn't be any football, and he argued the case and said no, the backbone of the grassroots football are the referees. Now, just work this out, because I didn't get a chance to really put my point across, even though I believe it all starts with the managers and coaches. They are the ones who bring in the teams into the leagues so the referees can officiate them. So take those managers away and coaches and take the team away. What do we have the leagues doing, and what do we have the referees doing? So who, in the long run, are the backbone of grassroots football? And they're also protected, safeguarding. They have the DBS checks, those kids, and they're trying to bring in good attitudes. The majority of coaches and managers are bringing in good attitudes, and I know there's some out there who will get too hot-headed, and basically things will happen, you know, out of my control, out of County FA's control, and they bring it on themselves. And yes, I do agree that we have to draw the line somewhere and take action. But in certain cases, and I think they need to be looked at more closely, deeply, and sometimes in favour of a coach or manager, because I think it's so unfair that every team that goes in to a disciplinary basically pays some sort of fine. And I think it's wrong. There's got to be some cases where they don't pay anything whatsoever. They win the cases. Anyway, this is what's happening. We're looking at teams folding, we're looking at the bigger picture, and I did state that to one of the County FA officials, that managers would step down, and he started laughing and said, we hear that all the time with managers and coaches, and lo and behold, they're back next week running teams, and it's not the case. You've got to look at the bigger picture, and you don't sort of comment on that situation, because at the end of the season I stepped down as a manager, and my son also stepped down as a manager. So there's two, and I also know that a few managers have stepped down from Belfry because the club has folded as well, and that's been going for many, many years, and I've always been part of Don't Cross the Line. So it's a sad occasion, and how many more clubs and teams are folding? You know, so I'm proven to be right. I did warn that team official, and I thought there was a bit of a sarcasm in him within the laugh, but I only speak the truth. I only defend what I see in front of me, and I want to support everyone who's making a difference in grassroots football. With Don't Cross the Line, it's a well-established campaign. We've been going since 2003, and we've been bringing people together. We've made a massive difference. No one can argue that we haven't, and we've got friends all over the country, supporters all over the country, and we do have football's governing bodies as well on board with us. We won't cross the line. There's no need to cross the line, but we will try and bring to the attention the officials and the county FAs as things happen, and we'll be in dialogue with them. We will talk, we'll try and make a difference, but we always tend to make a difference with a campaign that's been around for quite some time, and you'll catch us week in, week out at grassroots football, at tournaments, at summer leagues, and at leagues themselves in general. And you'll see a lot more of us again this season, because we have our respect awareness campaign for our referees. But I say, we do want to make a difference towards a lot of coaches and managers out there who I believe get the wrong end of the stick, and they don't get the support that they deserve. And I do know that's fact that county FAs will just back the referees, go on the referee side. Now, I always argue, people say to me, wow, do you think they should get paid? Listen, referees are voluntary and they go out there and they get paid for their time. They've done the course, fantastic. But how many courses as a coach and manager are they doing? Now, I'm talking about the voluntary ones who are making an effort 7 days a week to make sure that those kids have got football and play football and do all their courses, do all their admin, pay all the fines, pay as much, you know, if fines are there to be paid and leagues are charging for fines. We need to put it in perspective here, and that's what I've been doing. And I'm building a case up, or cases up, with the local MPs, because I disagree with a lot, and it's not just on Merseyside, this is all over the country. And you've got to look and build a bigger picture as to what is happening, and I think grassroots football, if you look at the bigger picture, is the greed in it now. Is there a lot of greed in this? I do believe that there's a lot of money coming into grassroots football. You look at the price of the boots, the kits, you name it. Now, teams are lucky to go out and get sponsors, so a massive thank you to all the businesses, and especially Aintree Sofas that I work with, for sponsoring teams. There is businesses out there that want to help the community and help the kids. Honestly, they do make a difference. So you've got to take your hat off to all these sponsors, all these businesses, and really commend them, because they are absolutely the dream of every grassroots football team, and they don't get the publicity that they deserve. They are fantastically doing well for the kids, and they are keeping teams in the game themselves, and I'll tell you that now for nothing. But we've got to look, as I say, at the bigger picture, and we've got to look at the failings in grassroots football, and I think the failings are money. I look at facilities which are far too dear. You can look at £51 for a quarter pitch for under sevens onwards, quarter pitch for 1 hour. Now if you look at that and you say, yeah, but we do prices, we do discounts, we do them for £35 off peak. Now off peak, many of these teams cannot make it to the hubs, and then 5 o'clock is peak time. So you work that out. So teams, managers, coaches, parents have got the time to get them as soon as they finish school, which could be 3, half 3. Not many parents can make it at that time. So I think the off peak is a little bit untoward, and then when you do off peak on a Saturday, basically the leagues start, so the kids haven't got time to go enjoy their facilities. It doesn't make sense, it really doesn't. So you can understand where I'm coming from. I want to fight to make sure that we bring these costs down, to make sure that it's better for the pocket. We do want change, but we want change in your pocket. That's what we want, change in your pocket. It's better in your pocket than out of your pocket. And I sent this message out to many managers yesterday who told me they're in. I'm asking, are they in or out? And they want to be in, because we have a duty of care ourselves. You know, we're a volunteer organisation, but we're a community interest company, which means that we're the next best thing to a charity, making a difference. Everything that we do goes back into grassroots football. You look at what we do, you look at the time and the effort that we put in to making a difference, and all we do is not get paid for it. And we know that governing bodies are getting thousands of pounds on their wages annually. And if you look at the work that the volunteers are doing for these local... I'd love to open a business and employ 100 volunteers to run my business. I really would. I'd love to sit back and go, this is brilliant, don't have to pay any wages out. Everyone's doing my work. This is fantastic. That's the way I believe that these organisations are run. And no wonder they thank the volunteers, but these volunteers mainly are managers and coaches who are making the difference and doing all the admin and paying all the fines and paying extreme prices for courses, you name it. We need to make sure that they're paying nothing. They're paying nothing to do these courses. We need to make these courses free, and we need free hubs. We need somewhere where kids can go and enjoy themselves. Disadvantaged children, all kids can enjoy some sort of training facilities without having to have their parents put their hand in the pocket to pay. It really does not make, honestly, a difference to any of the kids by all this money here, money there. That they need somewhere. Like, there's kids suffering with obesity. We need to get them out in sport and activities. There's a lot of that, and why not have some free footballing activities? And I know some of the hubs are doing these, but not all can get to the summer camps. Not all of them can. And I do believe there's some camps going as well where teams are charging, clubs are charging the kids to go on the summer camp, and the coaches are getting paid. Yeah, we understand all that, but it's money in football. And I asked the question, and I'd love you to give me some of the feedback. If you're a coach, manager who gets paid, still give me the feedback. I'm not holding it against you. All I'm doing is trying to see how much greed is going into grassroots football. Who's making all the money? We've got leagues sitting on thousands of pounds. And I know for a fact in the FA handbooks, money should be spent on the kids, the members in that league from that season. It's their money. It is their money, not the league's money. So everything should be spent, and you should have a little proportion going in to the following season to make sure that you pay all your duties. Now, correct me if I'm right, but I don't think I am, because I've had support on FA officials as well with this one. So I think you can understand where I'm coming from. We need to make a massive difference in grassroots football. We need to make sure that the kids are getting treated fairly, in pay I mean, they're enjoying themselves. Managers and coaches are not out of pocket, dipping in their own pocket to pay for things for the kids, because they may be lucky enough to work, these managers, and it still goes on. I know for a fact that managers and coaches out there will pay some children's subs because they know they're having a hard time, comes out their own pocket. What I'm trying to say is, can we stop all this? Can we make a difference? That is what we're aiming to do, is making a difference, and making a difference for the kids and parents who are struggling. And I know there's clubs out there doing things to make a difference, but it shouldn't be on your toes. There should be help from governing bodies. They should be all there. All these government, everyone trying to sort out, well, who have we got in the team? What can we do here? Let's identify them. Let's make a difference. And that's what our aim is to do, to support all the managers, coaches out there, as well as your referees. Obviously, we have the ref spec. You see this, because it's about poor touchline behaviour. We want to iron that out first and foremost, and then make it better for the kids in grassroots football, and make sure that they can enjoy their time, you know, and the mum and dads can enjoy it more as well. And if you're doing more for these parents, I'm sure they'll do more for yourselves, and respect will start coming into the forefront of grassroots football on and off the field of play. So we all need to work together as a team, make a difference, and make it honestly more enjoyable, which we're trying to do for grassroots football kids. Make a difference out there. You've got to, we're talking change here. The Labour government's got in power now, and we're aiming to put these points of view to the Labour government, and thankfully it looks like I've got 1 or 2 MPs on board, because I've sat there with meetings, put my cases forward. They totally agree with me. They understand there's a lot of power in grassroots football as well, and those powers are the ones that are making quite some money, you know. And yes, the businesses, you've got to make a difference. You've got to bring down the door and close it on this side of things, and then reopen it with a brand new lease of life, free football, free facilities. And I'm not saying everywhere should be free. It'd be brilliant if you can, but if you can, let's bring in your Premier League clubs to make it free. Make it free for the kids around your area. And we could talk and have dialogue with them as well. We want to make a difference for you and everyone else. Not Don't Cross the Line. Don't Cross the Line is a campaign making a difference and making it better for everyone to enjoy it more in grassroots football without having the turmoil of verbal abuse, aggressive behaviour, racist comments and bullying within grassroots football. That's what we want to get out of there. But we also want to support the referees as we do, and managers and coaches, because respect goes both ways, and we want to make that difference, and we want to look at it and keep them in quids in, keep them in pocket, just having a sip of tea. Mouth gets stood dry in this heat. There we go though. Enjoying that. Sorry SoundCloud listeners. We've got 1 minute left of the show. I hope you're enjoying it, and I do hope that you get in touch with me and see where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to be, oh wow, there you go, oh big up ego. It's not whatsoever. I'm talking, we're supporting every team out there who needs the support, who wants the support. We want to make a difference to every single team out there. And obviously you won't get in touch if you don't need any support, and you've got all the parents who've got the best jobs in the world and support the kids in there. You're lucky. But let's take a step back and start realising that those teams that you're playing, many of them teams as well, could be struggling with kids in their team. You know, fair's fair all round, and that's what we want to do. Aim to make a difference, aim for change, and it's change in your pocket. If you're in, give us a shout. If you're out, give us a shout. We'd love to hear from you. Mal don'txtheline.com. Okay, we'll be back again tomorrow evening. We'll have a little talk about what we're doing on the presentation, let you know, and I may just have a recorded show because I'll be busy all day at this presentation tomorrow. The JFA Academy, that's what it is, yes, with their presentation. Look forward to meeting quite a few people out there and getting more support for change in grassroots football. Have a great evening. Good night, God bless.